So you're thinking about starting the Lion Diet. Are you getting ready to embrace it? Are you getting ready to learn how to roar with it? Or are you still kind of going, meow? What's shaking, bacon? My name's Bruno Panucci, and we're going to discuss the Lion Diet in today's video. But first, we're going to start with a little bit of an update about what I've been doing. So I've been switching to the Lion Diet as of April. I do the Lion Diet on and off, even though I've been doing carnivore for about 1.5 years now. And I've been doing the Lion Diet and carnivore intermittently over the last several years. So I've lost about 150 pounds total, but over 100 in the last year alone. So actually more like 1 year and a bit. But when it comes to the Lion Diet, what does it entail? Well, it's really a strict version. It's like a strict elimination diet. It cuts your food options down to beef, lamb, goat, bison, and deer. You're allowed to have salt on it, but you're not really allowed to have anything else. So no other seasonings. So some people do it without salt. I might do one of my few months without salt just to see how I feel. But for the most part, this 3-month challenge I've given myself with the Lion Diet might extend into 4, and maybe I'll do that 4th month with no salt. Now, I do like having salt. I find it's easy to start going overboard when I eat, when there's salt on my meat. That happened to me just today, actually. I've been doing fine keeping salt at a really small amount whenever I have my burger patties. And there's no filler in my burger patties. I get it right from a farm. I get my cow, a half cow at a time, and I get the ground beef turned into burger patties. So it's quick. I can do a whole barbecue full of burger patties and feed myself for easily 2 or 3 days. They're 8-ounce patties. But I find I've been putting a little more salt on them day by day. But today, after a pretty intense workout with weights, I didn't just have my 1 pound at lunch. I actually had about 2.5 pounds. Now, I'm used to just feeding myself whenever I'm hungry. That's what I've trained myself to do in the last 1.5 years with this carnivore eating and Lion Diet. But my goal for the next few months is to restrict my overall food calories to about 4 to 4.5 pounds tops in a day. So I have 1 pound breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and 0.5 pound of meat in between, and it's really just ground beef. So today, I had a big lunch though, because my body just for some reason really wanted to have more. And I gave in. Now I still had my 4.5 pounds tops today, but I had a lot of it at lunch. So I was doing fine with breakfast and a snack before that, and I just waited a little bit longer until I had a snack afterwards. I still kept to my overall total, but I had a lot at lunch, so I got to watch. And one thing I noticed was having salt on my burgers made it a lot easier to just keep eating them. So that could be because my body needed the salt, or it could just be because I was hungry after a workout. But I'm going to start cutting back on my salt again, because I found when I cut salt out for about a month, for most of the month of February, I found that I was getting satisfied with the food that I was eating. So having 1 pound at a time, which sounds like a lot to some of you, but really that's the volume of most people's fist, right? So it's probably the volume of my palm, and it's not even that once it's cooked. But let's talk about the Lion Diet. Why is it called the Lion Diet? Honestly, I have no idea. Michaela Peterson came up with that name. So this is like an ultimate elimination diet. And some people can do it for a little window of time because they do find it just extreme and they need the variety in their diet. And some people try it for a little longer because maybe they have some health issues they want to see if they can overcome with it. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But some people, like myself, don't mind eating red meat all the time. So for the people who are doing this because they just want to do it for a temporary window to see how they feel, that's like doing an elimination diet. And I recommend doing it as long as you need to till your health issues subside, and give it a little bit longer after that. So say it takes, a week, a month, 6 months before you start noticing a difference. Some conditions may even take 1 year or 2. Maybe it's weight loss. That's your long-term goal. Who knows? But give it the amount of time that you need. Don't rush back to a regular diet. If you're finding it really difficult to do, I understand if you need to go back or just open it up to a regular carnivore diet, which means you can have any meat. But treating it like this is a good way to just see how your body feels. Try it for a week. You'll probably notice some relief in your joints if you have any joint pain. So if you're a little bit older, if you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, you might notice a relief in your joints. That's one of the things that comes pretty fast when you do something strict like this, an elimination diet. You're also limited to just salt. So I tried having pepper a couple times the last time I did this, and my joints felt inflamed. Now, I believe that was most likely because of the oxalates in the pepper, and I do have white pepper that's on the counter waiting to be used again. I tried it once and I didn't notice too much with it, but I find I have to try a good amount of pepper or a lot of pepper over a period of a few days to get any sort of inflammatory results now. But what happens is the longer I go without it, the better I feel. I really like doing the Lion Diet because it's a high-fat diet. It's a high-protein diet, so you feel satiated for a long window of time. That's one of the benefits of doing Lion Diet. I find I have much less brain fog. When I do a regular carnivore diet, I might have wings 1 or 2 days in a row, and if I have chicken maybe 2 or 3 days in a row, I'll get brain fog really easy. And there's a lot of ums and ahs in my sentences and a lot of pausing and also just mental farts where I forget what the heck I was going to say. But when you're ready to start reintroducing foods, if that's your goal, to treat it as an elimination diet, whether you're doing it for a month or for a few months, do it slowly. Do it one food at a time. Even if you're reintroducing other meat products like a regular carnivore diet, after you're doing this Lion Diet and you want to open it up to chicken for maybe a week or two. See how you feel. Now, when I went off my Lion Diet last time, I noticed that my joints ached a little bit more. I feel really good doing a Lion Diet, but I feel a good 20% better when I do a Lion Diet versus a regular carnivore diet. So some questions you might have about the Lion Diet is, well, is it safe? And, I've been doing it for a long time. There's people out there who've been doing this for decades where they've just been having red meat. There are some people out there that are doing it. I don't want to throw their names out, but Michaela Peterson's been doing this for a few years now, so she's pretty public about it. There are some people who've been doing this strictly for a long while, and the people who do it strict, it's often because they have some kind of health issue, and those are the people who are in it for the long haul. And as much as I like to go between carnivore and the Lion Diet, I love the Lion Diet. I feel great. The only problem is I really love wings. Sometimes I like having bacon too. I find the Lion Diet is the larger part of my diet just because of the fat content in that diet. Now, I am making a goal of playing with my macros this month and trying to get more fatty meat. So when I have ground beef, instead of having a lean ground beef, I'm going to start buying regular ground beef and trying to make sure I get that fat when I cook the ground beef so that I can have it in each fork or spoonful, just so I can get more fat in my diet. I just want to see how I respond. So the long and short of it is, yes, this diet is safe to do for most people. Now, like anything in life, if it's bothering you, stop. But stop and consider what might be bothering you. Is it withdrawals from carbohydrates and sugar that's bothering you? Are you getting like detox headaches? Are you having some serious health problems that this doesn't feel right? Well, if it does, go back to what you're doing if it feels too extreme. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're feeling rotten, because there's feeling rotten because you're detoxing, and then there's feeling rotten where something is seriously wrong. Never let anything in life get that bad. So you can do a little bit of research in zeroing in on health. So is the Lion Diet sustainable? Yes, it is. I've been doing it on and off for a few years, and I could easily see myself doing this consistently for a long time because it's so easy to do. I feel satisfied whenever I eat this way. It's something that I don't struggle with as meat aversion. Even compared to regular carnivore, it's easy. Now you have to ask, is this way of eating affordable? Well, because I order my beef in bulk, yes, it's very sustainable and affordable because I can get it at $4.80 a pound. So just to put that into perspective, in Ontario, minimum wage is somewhere around $15. I think it's just under $15. I keep all the fat trimmings. I keep all the bones. For the most part, it costs around $2,000. Now, the price just went up. It used to be $4.60 a pound, and now it's $4.80 a pound. And I also haven't bought a ribeye in quite a while from a grocery store. But last I checked, everything was around $18 or $19 per pound for something like a ribeye. So when you're getting your beef at $4.80 a pound, that's really worth it. So I get all my big cuts at $4.80 a pound. My ground beef is at $4.80 a pound. Right now at the grocery store, lean ground beef is $4.80 a pound. Easter's coming up. So what's happening is lamb's going to be on sale everywhere for the next little while. So I'm going to be stocking up on lamb. That's the goal. Hopefully I can catch it on the sales. A way you can save money doing something like this, because if you're having steaks all the time, it's going to be more expensive. So sticking with ground beef is going to make it affordable. Looking for sales whenever you do want steaks, that's a way to make this affordable. Buying in bulk is a way to make it affordable. And also going to the grocery store earlier in the mornings, around 7, 8 o'clock in the mornings. They often have meat that they're trying to unload that is kind of a day or two before its best of date. So you can get a good deal. Sometimes that meat might go for 30 or 50% off. I honestly don't find it more restrictive because when you're not obsessing about food all the time and you're satisfied all the time because you're on a higher fat diet doing a Lion diet, it's easy to just move along your day and not think about food. And when you're not restricted about when your next meal is going to be and how hungry you are all through the day, your opportunities open up throughout the day. You're not constantly obsessing about what you're going to eat and when you're going to eat it, as well as wanting to have other snack foods that aren't on a carnivore or Lion diet. So it's actually pretty easy to do, and it's very sustainable. So there's lots of reasons to do the Lion diet, and you have to find out if you're even up for doing a challenge like this. But those are some of the common things you might have to deal with when it comes to converting over to doing a Lion diet. Sometimes it's worth it just to do as an experiment, and that's really a good enough reason right there. Learning about how your body reacts to things. And when you do a strict elimination diet, you're going to learn more about yourself. So thanks for tuning into this video. Take care. I put out videos every Thursday morning and Sunday morning at 7:30. They're usually around 10 to 15 minutes long on average, and they cover a wide variety of topics. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Take care.